Welcome to Check Your Day, the daily podcast with Renča, aka your guide through the jungle called Czech. We spend 5 minutes from Monday to Friday to get better at one topic in Czech. Ahoj! A new episode is here. This week is all about hobbies and how to express that you like something or you don't like. And that's exactly what we will focus on today. So let's start. Let's dive right in. Yesterday we talked about different hobbies and I gave you the explanations in Czech so that you could build your vocabulary. So now it's time even for the beginners to put this vocabulary into practice because I will use them in the example sentences. Today we will have a look at how to express that I like something. Again, we have multiple options, multiple ways how to express it, but for you not to mix them all together, we will have a look at just one. And that's MÍT RÁD, MÍT RÁDA. So, I will now give you some examples and I would like you to really listen and think about why the sentences look like this. What do they have in common? Mám ráda cestování. Mám ráda cestování. Mám ráda pečení. Mám ráda pečení. Mám ráda knížky. Mám ráda dobré jídlo. Mám ráda čokoládu. Mám ráda cestování, mám ráda pečení, mám ráda knížky, mám ráda dobré jídlo, mám ráda čokoládu. Mám ráda. And now imagine that I am, let's say, Tadeáš, a guy. How would I say the same hobbies, the same preferences? Listen carefully. Can you see any changes? Mám rád cestování. Mám rád knížky. Mám rád dobré jídlo. Mám rád čokoládu. Mám rád. Mám rád cestování. Mám rád knížky. Mám rád dobré jídlo. Mám rád čokoládu. Mám rád. Yes, you got it right. We have to distinguish whether we are a male or a female. Since I am a female, I always say mám ráda. And Tadeáš has to say mám rád because he's a male. And the same goes if you talk about me and my preferences. You would have to say, and now listen carefully, Renča má ráda. So you have to change the verb mít to the third person singular. Ona má. Okay? And the same would go for Tadeáš. Tadeáš má rád. So that's one of the things. And another thing is, as you could notice, what follows after this phrase, to like, there is always either an activity, such as traveling, baking, or there has to be a noun, such as books, chocolate, good food, and so on. So you can't use verbs after this. So you can't say bake or travel. It has to be always in the form of traveling, baking. I hope it makes sense. And it's important to wrap your head around it, because in the later episodes I will show you other ways how to express preferences, and of course they use it in a different way. So let's first digest this one. I will give you some more sentences so that you can see the examples and the changes and think about your own preferences. And one more thing, if you want to express that you don't like something, you just add ne. Nemám ráda, nemám rád. Nemá ráda, nemá rád. Easy peasy. Co má ráda Renča? Co má ráda Renča? Renča má ráda cestování. Renča má ráda pečení. Renča má ráda knížky. Renča má ráda čokoládu. Renča má ráda dobré jídlo. Co má rád Tadeáš? Co má rád Tadeáš? Tadeáš má rád cestování. Tadeáš nemá rád pečení. Tadeáš má rád knížky. Tadeáš má rád čokoládu. Tadeáš má také rád dobré jídlo, jako Renča. A co máš rád ty? Co máš ráda ty? Co nemáš rád? Co nemáš ráda? Fantastic! You have just learned how to express your preferences in Czech. Now you know that you have to be careful if you are talking about a man or a woman. And based on that, you also have to use the right form of the verb. See, you are now again one step closer to your dream. Try to create your own sentences. Talk about the preferences, for example, of your mom, dad, sister, whatever. Just don't forget that you have to use a noun, the activity, okay? Not the verb. And yes, the forms change. We will talk about that later. Just with the activity, it doesn't change because it's usually with the ending ani, ani, ani. So you don't have to worry about that. That's why I picked it, even for the beginners. By the end of the week, you will be able to talk about your hobbies or the hobbies of your friends or your family members with much more confidence, and that's amazing. That's awesome. That's what matters. So, see you tomorrow. Mějte se hezky. Ahoj!